promised a lot for both Juknevičius and Žadeikis. Now it's basically Juknevičius who stays the one who might try and put a rivalry on Zaikin and Kuts, but now it's going to be a reverse top 10 grid situation, and usually the drivers struggle a lot, and you've seen on this racetrack it's really hard to make a move. It's possible, you have to outsmart your rival, you have to have that edge, that speed advantage, but the beginning of the races, I just hope everyone survives it. It was clean and beautiful so far, so hopefully it will stay that way. As Gustas tries to calculate the results, we are...
So a big mover down was Svetens in this race. Actually, we we looked at him driving. We didn't really mention that he started out in P3, dropped all the way down to P7. Right now, looking at the championship standings, we've got Zaikin on 194, Kuts on 190, so 4-point difference between them. Then comes Juknevičius on 181, 153 for Žadeikis, 151 for Jofert, Kirsis on 144, and 138 for Svetens. So those are the championship results as we head into the final race. For Juknevičius to win the championship, he pretty much has to win the race, essentially. If he does win, third or lower is enough for Juknevičius to win. And if Zaikin finishes second, that wouldn't be enough. For Kuts and Zaikin, it's a much simpler calculation, only a 4-point difference. They'd need a 5-point swing, though, to have anything happen in there. And that's the difference, actually, between second and third. So still opportunities, but definitely has to move into that podium-ish position, I think, to see a change. And Miškelis and Narbutas got podiums. Podium is the second tiebreak. The first tiebreak is on race wins. And the podium is our next. The podium amount is our next tiebreak. So that doesn't play into the championship, and we'll have a short little break and come back to you for the final race of this season.
Welcome.
Here we are back on the circuit. It's still a short little break until we go green for race 2. I'm trying to see what... I don't think there are any changes. We can look at the BOP as well. Žiedas comes in with 5 kilos on his car. Svetens has 5, 10 for Kirsis, 30 for Kuts, 25 for Zykin, 15 for Juknavicius, and 5. And yep, that is all. So definitely advantage Juknavicius in the championship battle. Between the front two in the championship, there's not really that much of a difference. It's only 5 kilos. Here we go. Final race of this E-BaTCC season. Who will be crowned champion? I'll let you know in about 21-ish minutes time. That's when we should finish the race. But obviously, still, results will be provisional. Stewards will have a look at everything that happened throughout these races as the lights come on for the final time of this new BMW Turbo Cup, the E-BaTCC 2026 season. The final race is underway, and a good start from Talianos, who holds on to the lead down into turn 1 and gets in front. Meškelis now getting overtaken by Juknavicius, who's on the inside. Down into turn 1 they go, side by side between, that's Narbutas. I see Kuts in there as well. Zykin down to 7th and 8th, battling side by side there, as that's Kuts you see in that liveried car. As they go down the hill, he's still side by side. Battle for P6 as Kuts goes to the inside, gets pushed, and I think got pushed by Juknavicius there from behind. Zykin down to 9th as Juknavicius down to 8th as he battles Meškelis. More contact there, and side by side between Meškelis and Juknavicius down into the left. And Juknavicius slots in front of Zykin, who's running in 9th, 6th for Kuts. This is actually very, very good news for Kuts, as this is the battle for the lead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars, bumper to bumper, as they go up the hill. Down it. Oh, that was a slide from behind. Contact from behind somehow.
I don't know, that Skyscount's showing a little bit of drift mastery on the hill, running down that straight. That's too wide.
I don't know if that was contact or not, but super wide in contact with Svetens. Žiedas moving up the field, though. He wants to get into that lead. The one he lost in that last race, already up to P3. A good run from him, side by side between Juknavicius and Meškelis behind, but finally Meškelis actually went really wide. Was there contact? We don't know, but Zykin moves up to 8th and Kirsis up to 9th because Meškelis drops back down to 10th. Žiedas, though, on a charge. He's going to try the outside line into that left-hander. No move done, but he might try and cross it on the exit. Again, not enough space for him. He's got Svetens right up behind him, trying to make a move. Juknavicius side by side with Kuts. He went up the hill, but he stays behind. He's got Zykin right behind him, though, and this is a big, big train of cars once again as they run up the hill. Battle for the lead as Žiedas is going to try and make a move. I don't know. Maybe down into turn 1. He shows his nose, but that's not going to happen. And I think everybody in a single file behind as well. You can have just a tiny little bit wide, but he might try and do something into the braking zone here. Look at all of them. They're bumper to bumper once again as Juknavicius goes to the inside, tries to get that move done on Kuts. They're still side by side. Kuts wants to keep that position. I'm sure he might have a good chance to do it as Juknavicius tries around the outside, and I think he's going to get that move done. And nope, still side by side. They're going to go side by side into the left-hander as well. Battle behind, though. Actually, Zykin almost lost the position to one of those behind.
That's Meškelis.
I thought he was going to be sandwiched. Oh, contact between Juknavicius and somebody again, and this
Kuts,
time it's
that was Kuts.
Yep. I meant well, it's the third time he's had contact in that exact same corner. Meškelis and Kuts having contact as well as Meškelis runs out wide. He's still able to stay side by side, but more contact than I think. That is championship charge done for Kuts, who's gone from a great position to a bad one. Žadeikis, though, trying to make a move on Jofert. Talianos running away at the front at the moment as Žadeikis gives a little bit of a push on the exit. I think he's got the... Nope, he doesn't have the space on the inside. I thought he had that move maybe done.
There was a contact, I believe, which slowed Žadeikis down, so he had to back out of it. And Svetens now comes really close. He'll gonna be careful. Ašola's corner is the corner where moves can happen, but everyone stays in the order that they are. Taliano still leads this race. He now has 1 second advantage because the drivers behind him are in a battle. Kirsis into the pit lane. The driver who entered this final race in P6 is out of the second race. I think there were more contacts as we had this battle between Meškelis and Kuts, and I think Kuts ended his race because there were too many contacts before.
No,
and
I don't think he's ended it. He's running down in 21st. I can see him on the map, but he's way back from the rest of the field, so something else happened to him again, and that is definitely championship charge done. He might actually lose second in the championship if this is the way this race keeps on going. Fastest lap of the race from Talianos. No surprise, he's the only one pretty much running in free air. Juknavicius has got some free air in front of him as well, and this time Žadeikis gets the move on the exit done. He's going to get a push from Svetens from behind as well. That's only going to help him. And wow, 1, 2, and maybe a third one that Jofert is going to lose in terms of positions. Still side by side, but I think Jofert just about held on to fourth there, but still went from second to fourth. Now for Žadeikis, it's eyes on in front to try and catch up to Talianos as Juknavicius is catching up to this pack as well. And he needs a big point swing from Zaikin, who's running right behind him.
Oh yeah, Žadeikis tries to compensate the first race. He was leading the race. If not that contact, he might have finished higher. Now he's up into P2, tries to move away from Svetens, and he'll try to catch up with Talianos. 13 minutes on the clock, 1 second is doable. He needs to make no mistakes here because Svetens is still right on his tail, and all the drivers here are pretty fast. One tiniest mistake can cost you not 1, not 2, but sometimes 3 positions, and Žadeikis is still focused on catching up with Talianos. He first needs to try and get away from Svetens, Jofert, and Skaistkalns. Now Skaistkalns interested in P4. Juknavicius sitting tight in P6, 1 second behind. He's getting closer. He'll have his chance here because these cars are running pretty close to each other. They will slow down at some points of the racetrack. Juknavicius will have the chance to finish a little bit higher. Very important moment for Juknavicius. He's now in front of Zaikin, not by too many places, but most importantly, he's in front of Kuts, and that might mean that Kuts actually might lose not only the second, but also the third position. We need to get our calculators out. Kuts is not looking into finishing at any point in this race, so...
You would still get points, but only 5. Because points run all the way down to 24th, and we don't even have 24 cars out on track, so he'd still get 5 points. That would be enough for him to at least hold on to a podium position in the championship, but he needs to finish the race. Wherever Žadeikis finishes, that won't change things. Obviously provisional, we don't know how the results will pan out in terms of race 1, as Skaistkalns tries to battle with Jofert, and Juknavicius approaching as well. Žadeikis though really catching up to Talianos up in front.
Oh yeah, Žadeikis opened
gain last time round.
Svetens even not able to hold on to the speed of Žadeikis, but Žadeikis will have this wall now as soon as he reaches the back end of Talianos. That's not going to be an easy move. Talianos is not a slow driver, so Žadeikis will need a little bit of luck to try and make a fast overtake, because if he's not able to do that, Svetins, Jofert, Skaiskals, Juknevičius, all drivers are pretty close to this battle, and if something goes wrong, Žadeikis, looking for at least a P2 finish, might even finish a little bit lower. Things happen in these races. This is the final race. Nobody has anything to lose here. Well, everyone has something to lose, but everyone is looking to win something. So we usually see these riskier moves, and look at Juknevičius as Žadeikis sets another fastest lap time. Juknevičius is already on the tail of Skaiskals, starting his recovery drive. He was about 1.5 seconds behind 2 laps ago. Now Skaiskals on the move, and I think that's going to be a nice chance for Juknevičius to gain not 1 but 2 spots in a couple of corners. He's very careful, though tries to find grip on the outside in the stadium corner. That would be a very frightful moment on the real racetrack. It's basically a blind corner, very fast.
Yep. Making a move, or at least he wanted to, but this might be the move for the lead of the race. Žadeikis has got incredible speed, and I think this might just be a done deal, but he goes to the outside. That's a move that he tried before. I don't think that's gonna be enough. It isn't, but I think he'll try and make a move down into turn 1 as Svetins has caught back up. But obviously catching up, as we've seen, is a whole different story from making that move, as Žadeikis still on the back of Talianos, catching up in the slipstream, catching up the hill, and he might have a very, very good opportunity down into turn 1, gives Talianos even a push down the straightaway, as Žadeikis was to the inside. Talianos had to turn in a little bit early. Did he have a bad exit? Not really, and they stay as they were. Juknevičius, though, he's going side by side with Skaiskals, and he'll get that move done even before the corner.
It looks like Skaiskals just slipped off.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted to fight that one. Juknevičius moves up another spot, another point gained, as Žadeikis side by side with Talianos, and Svetins might even try and give Žadeikis a push to get him forward and have a chance at second place himself, as they go in side by side behind Žadeikis, and Žadeikis now clearly in the lead and should be able to run away because those two behind are battling. Let's see how much can Juknevičius find up in front. Zaikin has joined that battle as well, so it's from 4th all the way down is just one, from 4th to 7th is just one long stream of cars, and Žadeikis already 0.4 of a second in front, but there's side-by-side action behind, as Juknevičius is trying to make a move on Jofert. He was to the outside. He'll try and cut back to find some space on the inside, or might try and actually get the move done on the outside. He doesn't have anybody pushing him from behind for help, and Jofert continues to hold on to P4 here, as Juknevičius tries the cut back on the exit. He might even make it work, but he'll be side by side into the right-hander. A little bit of contact and couldn't get that move done. Now Skaiskals has to make a decision. Does he give a push and help Juknevičius, or does he try and make a move himself? I don't think either option is there for him, because he's being hounded by Zaikin behind as well, as they come out of, they come up the hill. And at the top of the hill, still nothing for Juknevičius to try and capitalize on, but he's staying close. He's still got that opportunity under a 10th. That's enough of a margin to try and make something down into turn 1. He'll go to the outside once again, really late on the brakes. I think he tried to make the move around the outside. That's not going to work. He needs to find space on the inside. I don't think he does, because now he's more under pressure from Skaiskals, who's trying to go down his inside, and maybe Juknevičius will just about hold on, but Zaikin now tries to go to the outside. thinks of using that move as well, but backs out of it smartly. For him, it's more about championship points as he goes to the inside. Brave move through there, and they'll continue to be side by side, I think, all the way down. Maybe not. Nope, Zykin's got the overspeed. He's up into P6, and that's a good position for him in terms of the championship fight with Juknavicius more here. As Juknavicius will try and find that opportunity. He needs as many points as he can get, but I think any chance of a race victory here is pretty much gone. Maybe even a chance at, oh wow, he tries to make the move up the hills, but obviously doesn't have that much overspeed.
Well, he did have an overspeed, and well, I think he did have nowhere to go. He had that overspeed. Joford made a small mistake on the uphill, and that's why Juknavicius just tried to keep that momentum alive in his car. He didn't want to lift, so he tried the grip on the grass. Now he's under pressure by Zykin. Zykin backs out of it. He knows that there's no chance on the outside into the stadium corner, and if he'll try that, Skaiskauns is right on the tail. Look at Meškelis. He was 2 seconds behind. He's now right on the tail of Skaiskauns. Meškelis was also fast and is also fast here on this racetrack, so he might have a chance here to maybe finish a little bit higher after those few contacts in the beginning of this second race, as Juknavicius still very fighty into turn of the chicane corner. Meškelis now trying to figure out something. This is a battle of 5 cars, and we have only 5 minutes to go. Svetin still right on the tail of Talianos. Žadeikis already 1.5 seconds ahead. So he's looking for a calm finish, but these guys, they have the final minutes of the E-BaTCC 2026 championship, and I think they're having plenty of fun. As Juknavicius again.
Kuts, by the way, up into P13. That would actually mean that he would stay a point ahead of Juknavicius unless Juknavicius can get in front here, but he tries that outside line again. It's not worked for him before, and it doesn't work for him again, and this time he gets burned because he's going to get passed by Zykin. A little bit of contact gives a shove, and that might be more positions lost for Juknavicius. As Skaiskauns comes through, they'll still be side by side, and I think Juknavicius will hold on to that position.
Ooh.
He does, but he's lost a place.
Meškelis found the tiniest gap on the racetrack, and he used it. All of these drivers are basically of a very high level of driving these simulators. And wow, as soon as they see a chance, they go for it. That's why these battles are so difficult. Everyone has pace, and even the slightest advantage has no meaning here. You have to have the racecraft, and that's what the drivers are doing here. Beautiful driving and no contacts, actually. So it just makes me wish that every race we comment would have a level like this. Small contacts, they happen, but we didn't see huge contact or dramatic consequences except for Kuts and Meškelis, as Joford still keeps on to that 4th position. He's now defending against Zykin, and I think Zykin found a better way to attack into turn 1. He made himself the inside line possible into the stadium corner. Joford needs to go wide. Zykin breaks a little bit deep into the corner. Will that leave the door open for Juknavicius? No, he's still behind. He'll try something into the Ąžuolas corner as the 2 cars ahead are still side by side. They will lose a lot of speed, and that's gonna be Meškelis side by side with Juknavicius. Again,
Meškelis took that opportunity. I thought Juknavicius could try and find something on the exit, but he kind of braked in the middle of the track. He couldn't decide where he wanted to go, and Meškelis now capitalizes on that immediately, but he'll be on the outside here.
That's wide.
Too wide, and Juknavicius once again goes through up into 6th. For Zykin, this is very, very dangerous because he really doesn't need to fight any of these guys. He could pretty much lift off and let them all go. The only threat is Juknavicius moving much further ahead, but I don't think that's going to happen as Meškelis is trying to battle for that 6th spot.
That's Juknavicius ahead. That's not going to be very easy.
It's just 2 to go, and Juknavicius might have the speed here on Zykin, might try and make a move down to the inside. No, I think he's still just that little bit too far away. And Jofert, what a drive from him. He's done a perfect defensive drive so far. He was obviously running in second and lost 2 positions. And look at that cap, it's 5.5, but he's been able to hold this whole pack up behind him for such a long time. A really, really great drive from him so far. Let's see if he can hang on for just one more lap. Well, 1.5 laps, essentially, that's left for him. He defends once again and keeps the position once again. Jofert still up in that P4 spot.
Still not over, still 1 to go. As the drivers will cross the line, Žadeikis is comfortably in the lead, but Jofert doing a phenomenal job defending from the pack behind. He had different drivers trying to overtake him, and so far nobody could do that, and that's going to be the final lap. Just a couple of corners to go. Actually, this version of the racetrack has not a lot of corners. Meškelis tries the outside line on Juknavicius. That didn't work, but he has the run, he has the overspeed on Juknavicius, does he have the overspeed on Zykin? Nope, and actually Meškelis has to back out, goes to the outside. Juknavicius defends the inside line into the stadium corner. And yeah, just a couple of opportunities here on this racetrack.
Oh, wide from Meškelis. Oh, and slow from Meškelis as well on the exit there. But he holds on to P7 as Skyscon just goes off the track almost. Juknavicius now an opportunity for him to try and move up a spot that will not change much in his championship. If he would have finished 4th, that would have given him 2nd place in the championship, but it's not going to happen. And, well, this guy's had one hell of a race, too. A dominant performance, 3 seconds to the good at the front. He's been able to do it all in free air. Edna Žadeikis takes his 2nd win of, actually his 1st win of the championship, and wins race 2 here at Nemuno Žiedas, side by side to the line between Jofert and Zykin, who finishes in 5th, but that does not matter as he takes the win in the championship by 10 points. Juknavicius finishes in 6th, and that means he finishes 3rd in the championship. If Kuts can finish in 13th, he does. And Kuts holds on to 2nd place in the championship by just 2 points. That 4th place was so crucial for Juknavicius. He couldn't get through. So, championship standings, provisional, at the end of this one. It's Zykin, Kuts, Juknavicius, Žadeikis, Jofert, Svetens, and Kirsis. Drops a position. So everybody's actually stayed where they were, except for Kirsis and Svetens switching spots. So everything else has stayed as it was before the race. So, yep, interesting situation that we haven't had a change for championship position, even though we had some crazy races that did decide those championship positions. No changes from last round, at least in the top 5. But congratulations to the champion, Zykin, with, I would say, the last round at the Porsche Ring. That's where he got that huge advantage. Secured over Juknavicius and Kuts. That was him last round who actually moved up the most. He was the actually Zykin was the one that moved up the most because he was the only one who had won both races in a weekend. So yep, I mixed them up. So actually it was Zykin who pretty much won the championship, or at least had the best opportunity to win after that great performance last time out. But Kuts did a good job to still hold on to 2nd. Just by 2 points ahead of Juknavicius. Obviously, provisional results, and we'll see the final ones in probably a day's time or so. And those will all be obviously on both World Sim Series and the Baltic Touring Car Championship sites. But that's it from us for tonight and for this season of the E-BaTCC. It always throws up some incredible races, and this was another one of those. Thank you for following along in this whole championship, And we'll see you next year for the E-BaTCC, but obviously racing action on World Sim Series doesn't end, and the new season of A Dream to Drive is underway as well. So for your chance to win a seat in a Porsche Cup car, head on over worldsimseries.com and sign up for the Dream to Drive competition as well. But that's all from us tonight, and see you next time.
This voice inside my head isn't dead, I think it's growing. Soon we will be one and the same. I've been going to the races.